So I was told that this is going to be one of the most metalcore bands that I've reacted to on my channel, and I was like, "You guys, Ocean's 8 Alaska, metalcore." They were they probably are. I've never listened to their music, but I always thought that they were kind of like that like Asking Alexandria back in the old days, Attack Attack type bands. Arsonists Get All the Girls. You know, those were bands that were heavy, but like also kind of very screamo and very emo. Is that the right? And I'm talking like back when I was a kid. Back when you went to high school in those freaking goth. Did any of you guys have the armbands with the spikes? I wasn't that. I wasn't that gothic, but I hung out with the gothic kids, and we were into like Slipknot, and As I Lay Dying, Parkway Drive. So I never really got into Ocean's 8 Alaska. So I'm kind of, this was recommended to me, and I'm kind of like, okay, let's give it. Hansha, he's and this is from one of my friends, so I'm curious to see how I like this. He's kind of a hippie kid now, you know. I'm labeling things. I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be because I'm a dad. I'm like a straight up dad. But let's go. Let's listen to Ocean's 8 Alaska. I don't know what I'm expecting. I don't know. I'm definitely expecting a lot of screamo, but we'll see. That's kind of dope. I could be all wrong. Never mind.
Reality seems to lose its hold. We hide away and try to fill the space between these thoughts. Detach from everything that lives and breathes. Emotions just words on your screen. So fabricated is the life we lead. So fabricated is the life we lead. Side by side, you watch the whole world pass you by. An affliction, this addiction. Side by side, out of sight, you're out of mind. So obsessed with imitation.
That part right there is sick. Okay.
When happiness inside dependent on shallow words spoken from the mouths of introverts, measuring your own self-worth, feeling no anxieties, don't throw you to the world. At the slightest hint of weakness,
Okay.
what should you give a fuck? What I said, I'll never give a fuck. What I said, your judgment's preconceived.
Nice. God, that's so good. Oh man. So I don't think I'm far off. Um I don't know when this music video came out. I would think it would be, a couple like 6 to 10 years ago, right? And I think that their music was definitely a sign of the times of where the music was back then. When I mentioned bands like Asking Alexandria and Attack Attack, that was very big in the community. It was very like kids were really digging that shit. Um, it's like I said, it's definitely a signs of the time, and I think that I wasn't far off with my initial reaction where I thought that it was a screamo band, and although they weren't as like high pitched screaming like those other bands that I mentioned, but when they were heavy, it was sick. It was right up my alley. It was good. I loved where like they fake you out, or in the start, it's like the drummer hits that crash, and then it goes into like their little breakdown esque. I thought that was sick. And then the little audio tune that they had was just dope. Their singing parts were very, like I said, the times, right? So their singing parts were very pop punkish, uh, very emo, trying to. But that's just the way music was back then. If you listen to this kind of music, it's almost like these bands had an identity crisis where they were trying to stay heavy for their own sake, but they were also like catering to the girls. Like I don't know, that might have been really fucking harsh, but it's kind of true. In I'm trying to think of the bands. Like I was definitely listening to like Kill Switch Engage and what was Parkway Drive. There's God. I wish I can go back into a time capsule and just see what my younger self was listening to. There was definitely, like Asking Alexandria and Attack Attack songs and A Day to Remember. Holy shit. Do you guys remember A Day to Remember? I do, because I used to live in Florida and they were really big in Florida. Um, that was good. It was good. It's one of those songs where, like, how you grow up listening to songs and there's always like that one song from a random band that you stick on a CD forever. And it's like you just keep taking it with you through the years. Like Parkway Drive Boneyards is one of those songs for me. Like I'll forever keep that in my playlist. Even though I've heard it like a billion times, it's just a classic. And I feel like this is one of those classic songs. Where you're going to keep it even though your music taste is going to change. There's enough in this song where it's like this is great. And I don't want to give it a negative review or reaction because the only parts that I didn't really care for was just the singing parts. And I think it's just my age. I think it's how I've matured in my music tastes, but the rest of it was really good. Like the singing parts sounded emo-y to me, and that's not just what I like, but he was good. It was okay. Um so yeah. I think younger me would have listened to this and would have dug this. I just had a preconceived notion about those kinds of bands growing up. But it was all right. I've also got what was the band? Someone else recommended 10,000 Feet by another band that's sort of like this. I don't remember it. I'm going to have to look up his message on Discord and see what it was, but in any case, Guys, I know this isn't typical for the kind of music that I do reactions on, but I hope you enjoyed it. And let me know if you guys have listened to Ocean's 8 Alaska and what you think. Like, what's your reactions today? Um, anyways, that's it for me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.